Hello and welcome to what I think is episode 7. And it's going to be quite a short one today. But I actually watched one of the meetings today. It was quite a short meeting, I noticed. It was only 9 minutes long. And absolutely nothing happened because we got to about 8 minutes through the video and then it was going to go straight into one of the sort of secret sessions. Confidential, I think is the proper word. But basically things that we as members of the public can't watch. But actually getting to that point was quite a sort of tortuous task because I'm afraid our friend Councillor Brooks just didn't really get it again. Before we get to that though, there's a little clip from one of the other videos where when they got to the minutes of a meeting, Councillor Brooks' odd behaviour in the previous meeting was commented on in the minutes, as you would expect. But she didn't quite like the way that they'd been worded. I rather thought if it had been me, I would have rather just forgotten about it. But no, she brought it up again. Grimace at this.
236 to consider the draft minutes and confidential note of the meeting on the 4th of March 2024. Wendy?
Yeah, I've got a couple of points that I want to raise. Because I can't actually, although most of them are okay, I think there's a misrepresentation, not misrepresentation, but there's an omission on 224.2, which is about friends groups. And it's quite correct, the points I raised on friends groups. But then I believe that Councillor Pearce should be mentioned because his disagreement with me about what was it about, Andy? It was something, it was about sharing minutes. And I felt that he also should be named, but I'm the only councillor who's been named in that discussion. So I'd like that amendment. And also on 226, in terms of the piece of art, I think the point was to explore its provenance rather than what's been stated in the minutes, which is a bit vague. I think we wanted to explore its provenance and its authenticity. So if those amendments can be made, I'm happy to propose the minutes.
That's on tonight's agenda tonight anyway, Wendy, and by looks of it has been explored anyway. Andy?
I think Wendy's right. The proposal, I think the proposal was to purchase subject to provenance being confirmed.
That was discussed at F&G.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That came up at the F&G meeting.
Sorry?
So the thing of wanting to verify it, that came at the F&G meeting when it was discussed about the budget allocation.
So that's fine. In relation to the request to name me in an item, I'm not sure in what context I'm being named, so can I just ask that you verify it against the YouTube recording? Is that okay?
We don't normally, when we sort of do minutes, we don't usually obviously do like a verbatim, this councillor said, this councillor said, this councillor said, we try and avoid that. But yeah, we'll certainly review and take a look if that's okay. So if you're happy to propose subject to any amendments, then obviously Taylor and I will take a look.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Oh well. This is the bit that I wanted to show you though. This is about 8 minutes through the meeting and they're going to go into confidential eventually.
Well, on the devolution lark, I mean, given the financial state of Suffolk County Council, even though obviously we have to discuss it
we're not discussing
at some point. Sorry?
Councillor Brooks, we're not discussing
At some point in March.
yes, on the full council.
Excuse me, can I finish?
Yeah, it's not on the
I
agenda.
know it's not on the agenda. I was just making a comment.
No,
Am I not allowed to make comments?
no, because it's not on the
Says
agenda.
Andy Pearce. So
No,
right, okay.
yes, standing orders are Councillor Brooks, which is why I intervened and said it's an item for the agenda on the 26th.
But Sonia, the chair can make a comment.
No, it's an item for the agenda.
It's an item for the next agenda.
I said it was an item for the next agenda under item 2, 3, 4. Councillor Bacon.
Second, Elisa's proposal to go into confidential session.
Okay, thank you. Although I suppose I do need to read that out, don't I? I haven't.
Yes.
Yeah. So To resolve that under the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960, the public be excluded from the meeting on the grounds that publicity would be prejudicial to public interest by reason of the confidential nature of the business to be transacted, namely any legal and employment issues relating to the matters on this agenda, including the following items, which we'll come to in a moment. So the proposal was Councillor Elise Young-Venter, seconded by Councillor Nasima Begum, and a vote please to go into confidential session. Thank you, that's unanimous. Right, if you've been watching at home, we're now going into confidential, so thank you.
Can I just say thank you to all the people that are emailing me and sending me messages on Facebook and other social media saying, please keep this up. I've actually talked to quite a few really nice people who have been a bit horrified, and it is nice that the council are now aware that some of their activities are not being presented particularly positively by people like myself. And I think it's probably a bit of a duty for me to do it. So I'm going to carry on. You know, they do seem to have pulled their act together a little bit, and they're trying very hard. So I'd like them to keep going. I did mention in one of the previous videos about making sure the people at home can see the documents. I've had some comments direct to me about that too. People sort of a little bit concerned that we don't seem to be able to see what it is the councillors are talking about. The big white screen on the wall is no good whatsoever because all we see is like a white blob. So when people point to it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I still would implore the council to try to actually have the facility to put up the slides that you're all referring to, because without them, lots of your meetings just don't make any sense. And of course, it's probably nice to be able to see what it is the councillors are looking at and commenting on. So anyway, that's still a request. If you could manage to do that, that would make me very happy. And I'm sure all the people who follow the meetings would then have a bit better clue what you're all talking about. So that's it for today. I'll see you on the next video, but look after yourselves and take care.